is a historic video. Get it backed up. Okay, this is debunking. CNN is reporting this study that claims that they've identified the collapse in the Coho. Now stay with me. This is incredibly important. This is the Bonneville Army Corps Engineers data right here. I'll post it. Okay, this is Coho. You can see the adult Chinook, Coho, Steelhead. Now this is the smoking gun of Fukushima. Now stay with me. This is incredible historic stuff. So they're trying to say that over the 20-year collapse. Now look at this. Look at this numbers. I want you to look at 2011 numbers. Look at. Okay, now this is important. Chinook go to sea on an average of 5 years. They live in the Pacific Ocean. Coho, 1 to 2 years. Steelhead, 1 to 2 years. Stay with me. Okay, here's your 2011 numbers. You can see them. Steelhead, 369,000. Okay, 145,000. Coho. Those are big numbers. Now they go to sea on a very short life cycle. Very short. Coho and Steelhead. You can see the immediate collapse. Immediate. These numbers are all over the map. Steelhead. You can see immediate collapse. Now these are the Bonneville Columbia numbers, which are very questionable numbers. The live cam's been out for 8 years, but we've been boots on the ground, so we've been tracking this, Tim Martin and myself, on the Smith, on the Klamath, on the Rogue, on the Willamette. We have the data. We've actually did boots on the ground. We've been there, even when they're doing the half-pounder netting. They're a catastrophe. So stay with me. So Chinook adults go to sea for 5 years. You can see. Boom, boom. Whoa. Over 1 million. Over 1.3 million. I says they'll collapse in 2016. So ODFW sets their data right here based on escapement. NOAA, ODFW, Army Corps Engineers, all of them. Their boys are very accurate. By the way, their 2015 data was dead on. They projected 1.4 million. They came in at 1.3. They go to sea for 5 years. Now, what do they eat? The same thing whales eat. Zooplankton, phytoplankton. So they set their model here, 2016, at 1.7 million. I set mine at 680,000. That's an updated number, 697,000. 2017, they're, whoa, that's called an outlier. They were way off. They couldn't figure it out. They were mystified. They were baffled. They were puzzled. They're perplexed. Okay, so here we go to 2017. I set my model right here on this very computer at 480,000. They set theirs at 2.3 million based on escapement. Record escapement. They fixed the hatcheries. One of the great success stories, fixed all the hatcheries. They were getting eaten. The smolts were getting by birds. They put nets over them. They fixed the pumps. They did all this. They took care of it. Whoa, Kevin Blanch is right. 2 years in a row. What? 2.3 million the projection. Whoa, they're really freaking out now. Gets better. 2018, I set my projection at 333,000. They set theirs at 2.1 million. What? 336,000. Now stay with me. This is where it gets real tricky. 381,000. 2019, they stopped all gill netting. Now, gill nets don't lie. The gill netting at the mouth, they get them all. And they allow them to take up to 50% of the fish. Now, I set my projection at 220,000. That was before they got rid of gill netting. So that would put it at 440,000. Came in at 381, which is a catastrophe. This year's even worse, 2020. It's unarguable proof. So, as a scientist, CNN's reporting this scientist says it's the chemical they put in to make tires last longer. Total bullshit. Let's go over here. Let's get our globe. Okay. Now, the Russian Peninsula right here, which recently had a massive 90%, which I hypothesized that the cores have burned through. There's an outliner there too. They all washed up dead just recently. Okay, here's the meltdowns, 2011. Here's the current. So I had the data, it was leaked to me, that the government had in Sacramento, California in their dishes. It was on my YouTube site for 5 years before YouTube took it down. They showed the Cesium 137, 134, strontium was picking up in their dishes within 4 hours of the earthquake. Okay, Japanese current into the oceans. Here's the peninsula that got the collapse going on. And you're just all going to ignore this data. I mean, it's unbelievable how you're going to ignore this data. Yet they'll come out and say that they've identified the culprit of the collapse of the coho salmon. Again, let's go back to their lie. Let's pull their article up on their lie. Let's pull the article up on their lie. Do I have it here? I mean, I'm overwhelmed. I mean, I don't know how I do it. That's Marshall Jensen's mom and wife. He was in the room next to me. Okay, here's their lie. Okay, let's go through this. Now they're saying, okay, for decades scientists something is alarming in the streams, blah, blah, and they're saying for decades these things have been collapsing. Okay, let's go back to their decades of collapse. Does that look like a decade of collapse? 2013, 2014, those numbers, those are records. It's not a decade of collapse. Records. Record returns. So, in science, record returns, what happened? How come the epic, incredible collapse? And remember, these numbers here at the bottom are there's no fishing. The fishing on the Columbia is so hardcore restricted. All over Idaho, everything will catch one fish. No barbless hooks, most of it's closed. I think they got like 12 days all year this year. In 2019, I think it was even less. So this is with no fishing, with no gill netting. That's important. That's important. Now stay with me. So federal grants, they got it all figured out. You go ahead and read through this lie. So this has been going on for the mass death events, 40 to 9% could be, they're saying goes back from 2000. Now here's what they're ignoring, and this is the flaw of this lie of this study. In 2000, they're ignoring this. So they're saying it's going like this gradually, which is a total lie. It went like this because they fixed the hatcheries. They're ignoring these numbers. That's fraud. They know they're there. It's fraud. It's absolute fraud. What Kevin Blanch done now, that's incredible science. First, you hypothesize that field work. Tim Martin, myself, all full of cancer. I walked the coast of California multiple times documenting this. The work that I've done is why I'm with no money. Full of AML leukemia, given 2 months to live right here in 2011. So, you laughed at the tide pools. Remember they collapsed in 2012? Completely gone. My work proves it. My tide pool. There's a beautiful playlist of historic low tides. Do you know how hard that is? Me dancing across those. I broke my hand. I cracked my skull. Broke multiple. I'm an athlete, and be able to do what I did. Talk about me or my Nobel Prize again. Here is your adult Chinook. You tell me. Again. Everybody's laughing. I saw with my own eyes record returns. I says, wait till 2016. You'll see it collapse. Now look at this break off. Boom. And this is with gill netting, with fishing. And this is, the gill nets are in front of the Bonneville. This is, they're catching them in front. So the massive number. Army Corps engineers is doing videos saying, well over 1 million, yay, yay, yay. This is with gill netting, with 1.3 million in 2015. They go to sea for 5 years. What? That's an incredible collapse. That's what we call outlier in science. You can run computer regression. It deviates from the mean thousands. Your computer will get smoke coming out of it. Look at that. And this is after they pull the gill netting. I hypothesized the knowledge. I did the work. This is unarguable proof. My model, dead on every single year. How does he do it? How do you think he does? I don't know what makes him so good. Ain't got no distraction, can't hear no bugs and bells. Plays by intuition, sense of smell. Same Ray I survived AML de novo leukemia given 2 months to live. What a story. Squash my view count. So we call this, boom, we call that an outlier. So what do we have to start searching? We have to start searching for 2011. The outlier occurred there, because look at these numbers. Okay, look at this number in 2011 on the coho. Cut in half. Cut in half. Look at the stillhead number. It's unarguable proof. Unarguable. People used to think I was crazy. So we have to start searching. Something radically happened to the ocean. They're dying at sea. It's unarguable. What happened? Meteor hit? Full-blown out meltdowns you're so afraid of, which rightfully so. But when they happen, think about this cover-up and this crime. Think about the fact the Army Corps of Engineers classified Kevin Blanch, and I know that for a fact. I have the emails to prove it. You know, what they've done to me, it's, well, I'm sick, you know. And he got wiped out. Is in the bone marrow transplant. Mike Lee kicked me off Medicaid. I forked over $1 million on my Tesla stock to get in. Broke me. 9 years I'd go right now. I was going in and out of coma in a bone marrow transplant center. Think about that. What a fucking power. Whoa. Yeah. I swell up and get a hook jaw like the coho do. Probably the greatest PhD in human history. Think about the body of work. I'll be back at low tides next week in San Diego doing my work. We're going to get good low tides. It's heartbreaking. And then CNN, which Anderson Cooper and Sanjay Gupta were in Fukushima, Japan, remember? Should we get out? Should we get out? This Adam Walsh liar. Yeah, these meltdowns, they came home. They talked about Fukushima and the meltdowns every single day the first 2 weeks while they were there. When they got home, they haven't mentioned it since. It's heartbreaking that the CNN would put this up there. Embarrassing, actually. Well, it's not embarrassing. This is criminal. It's fraud. By the way, this is important. That's code pink, her and I, Miss Benjamin, right as they announced the election. Obama and Trump cover up. I mean, talk about fraudsters. Oh, there's another one. That's Tourmaline Canyon. That's a real photograph, and not cropped. I took that photograph in 2017 on the beach. There's Marshall Jensen's mom and wife I'm friends with. He was in the room next to me. So it's heartbreaking. That's me. Times Square. God. Stay tuned.